Hi guys, it's Amy with A2Z Stamping.com, and today I'm going to show you how to make these really cute little like Matchbox size boxes, and these are really fun and so easy. And I'm going to use the Stampin' Up! Envelope punch board to do that. I love our punch boards, and this envelope punch board in particular, it's meant to make envelopes, and it tells you, I mean, practically every card size you could imagine. Whatever size your card is, then it tells you what size paper you're going to need and where to score it to make an envelope. And so it's so simple for that, easy, but this punch board can do so much more stuff, and I'm going to show you one of the things it can do. So the first thing we're going to start with is a 6x6 piece of paper. I'm actually going to use some designer series paper. You could do you're going to need two different pieces of paper for this project, and I like to use a piece of cardstock and a piece of designer series paper, and it doesn't matter which order you do. It's just the paper that you start with. The 6x6 paper is going to be the inside of your box, and then the other piece of paper is going to be the outside of your box, but I'll show you what I mean. So I'm using this 6x6 piece of designer series paper. This is from the Tasty Treats, I think that's what it's called, designer series paper. It may not even be available anymore. As of today, it's still available, but it's available while supplies last or until May 31st, 2017. But for this project, you use whatever designer series paper you want. This is just what I'm going with. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to, all you need to know on here is this comes with your scoring tool. There's a score line right here, and then some measurements. Okay, so we're going to put this in, and we're going to line the edge of our paper up at 2 inches. And for me, this uses a little strength, so I've got to do a little bit, but it's not super hard. But we're going to punch. See, actually, that was pretty simple. And we're going to score. All right, so there we go. We want to score right here. Then we're just going to turn it 90 degrees, and we're going to go to 3 inches. We're going to punch and score. Okay, then we're going to go back to 2 inches, punch and score. And back to 3 inches. Punch and score. All right. Now what we're going to do is we're going to line up our score lines with this. See this little guy, the score guide that sticks out? We have their score lines, and you might not be able to see it well on the screen, but I promise in real life you can see it well. You're going to line your score line up with this little knob here, and you're going to punch and score. Turn it again and line up your score line. So now there's 2 score lines here because we just made a second one, but you're going to line it up with the center ones. All right, so we're going to punch and score. And it'll make sense when you're looking at it, because if you were to line it up with this first one, you would already have a score line there, and that doesn't make any sense. So there, we already did that. We're going to turn it again. So I'm going to line it up, and I'm going to punch and score. One more turn, and I'm going to punch and score. All right, now I have one more I'm going to do. So I have 2 wide flaps here and 2 skinny flaps. I want this to be the outside, what's showing of my box. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold this small first little flap in right here. Okay, and I'm going to line it up. The corner, right where I folded it here, right here, this little edge, I'm going to line that up at 1 1/8. So this right here, this 1/8, this is where it takes a little more strength, and get it flush, and I'm going to punch. Here we go. All right, see, and that made a little flap there. That's going to be the thumb hole to pull your box out. All right, and that's all I need my envelope punch board for. So I'm going to put that away, put my scoring tool away before I lose it. All right, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my paper snips, and I am going to cut my tabs. So remember, here's my 2 skinny ends. These are my 2 fatter ends. On my skinny ends, I'm just going to cut along these score lines here into the first score line. I'm just making a little tab right here. So there will be 4. 2, 1 on each side of the skinny tab. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. All right, easy peasy. Okay, now I want to burnish my score lines. So I'm going to take my bone folder here. You could do this with your fingers. I like to use the bone folder because I like nice crisp score lines because I just think it's easier to work with. See, like the little flaps I could do with my finger. That doesn't matter as much. Oh, this one I got a little bit crooked. Here we go. All right, and then I'm going to do this one and this one. Let's get the little tab there. Tab. This one, and I think we did them all. We did. All right. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these, the small ends, and what you want to do is you want to fold it. So there's 2 score lines. You're going to fold it over on the first one, and then you're going to fold it again. And you're going to make a new line, and we'll just take our bone folder. Okay, so do you see what I did? So I folded the flap once, and now I'm folding it at the second score line and making a new one. And I'm going to do that on all, all 4 sides. So I fold at the first line, and then I'm going to fold it in again. Remember, there's 2 lines. It folds really easily, and then just score it. This is what's making, see, it's making the walls of our box. It'll come together like this. All right. Okay, so fold the first one in, then the second one, and this one, the first one, and the second one. All right. Now I'm going to do my adhesive. So you could use, this would be a good project to use our mono adhesive, our Tombow glue. Let's see, I think it looks, yeah, I've got some. It looks like this. But I'm actually going to use our Fast Fuse just because I want a nice strong hold. I don't totally recommend snail. You could use snail adhesive, but if you really want it to hold together, you need a really strong adhesive. So I'm going to use the Fast Fuse. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put some on this side of the flaps. So the side you want facing out, this is the side that's going to be facing out. I'm going to put some adhesive on my flaps. It's just a lot easier if you do that right now than if you try to do it later. So I do my little flaps. Okay. All right. And then I'm going to glue the tops and the bottoms down. So first I'm going to start here. So I'm just going to put glue on this top little triangle here. So I'm going to go this way, and I'm going to just push it, move my flaps out of the way. So remember, fold in and then down. So I'm gluing it down like this. Just kind of move my flaps out of the way. And I'm going to do this one. And it goes down and then down. Push that down. All right, now I can move my flaps in, and since I already put adhesive on the outside of my flaps, now I just want to really carefully, because this Fast Fuse is permanent. That's why if you need, are worried about it, the Tombow or the mono adhesive is a little bit easier because you have a little bit of time to move it around. But I just want to make sure it lines up perfectly, and press, line up perfect, and press. And once I press, it's pretty much there forever. Okay, let's see here. And press. Line up this side. That's why I be really make sure I don't press until I'm certain. Okay, and this one, and press. Oh, didn't press. There we go. Press. Okay, and then now I'm going to stick glue on these inside parts of the top triangles here. I'm gonna get my 1, 2, and I push it down and then flat, and the last one. Okay. Now I think you could just have your box like this, but I think it looks nice to put a little liner in. And so I have some Delightful Dijon cardstock. So the inside, you need to cut this piece like just under 2 1/4 and then just a smidge over 3 1/2. I mean, I can't even really give you an exact measurement. You just kind of mess with it. But that's right. So just under 2 1/4, just over 3 1/2. And I'm going to stick some snail. Snail is fine for this part. And it fits nicely in my box. Now this box is perfect size for like holding a gift card. It's a little bit bigger than a gift card, so that's perfect because you can fit it in there. You could put some treats in there. In fact, I was thinking of putting, you could put like Ghirardelli chocolates in there, or the little Dove chocolates, or even the little fun size bars, they fit perfectly in here. Those Merci chocolates fit perfectly in here too. All right, so this is the bottom of my box. Now we need to make the top of our box. So I'm going to take a piece of Calypso Coral cardstock, and I need to cut this piece. Let me grab my trimmer. This needs to be 6 3/4. So let me open my arm here. So 6 3/4 by 3 3/4. All right, so there we go. Now, if you were doing this the opposite and using designer, it doesn't matter, designer series paper, so never mind. So 6 3/4 by 3 3/4. And now I'm going to grab my Simply Score tool. This is another cool tool to have, especially if you need to score things really quick and easy. Comes with a stylus right here, and I'm going to score this at 1 1/4. So on this, you'll see it's by inches. Can you guys see that? 1, 2, 3 inches. And then there's 8. It goes by eighths. So I want to score at 1 1/4. So 1 1/4 would be right here. Okay, come on, Amy. 1 1/4. 2 inches. 4 3/8. So I would go 4 and I would count 3 of the little hash marks. 1, 2, 3 to get to 3/8. So 4 3/8. And 5 1/8. So 5 1/8. It's a lot easier to use the Simply Score when you're going to be doing like eighths and stuff like that. You can use your trimmer, but I just find this much easier to use. And so let me put that away. All right. So now I'm going to take this and I'm just going to burnish my score lines. Simple. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay. Now you see, you want to take your widest tab. See, this one is shorter. This is the fat one, and obviously it goes this way. And I want to put my fast fuse. Again, you're really strong. Tear and tape would be really good here. And I'm just going to line this up and go right down the edge. Okay. Now I want to wrap it around my box so that I get a nice tight fit. So I'm going to put it around my box. I don't want to make it so tight that I can't slide the box out, but I want a nice tight fit and I want it to line up perfectly. There we go. And I'm going to press that down. All right, see? So that fits, and there's a little thumb hole, so it's easy to pull that out. So when your little treats are in there or your gift card, that's perfect. All right, so now we need to decorate the top of the box. And I had previously made, in another video, this little flower, and I thought this would go really cute on top. I had made this, let's see, Delightful Dijon and Calypso Coral cardstock. I used the Festive Floral Punch, Builder Punch. Anyway, this punch, again, is only available till May 31st too, and seriously, you shouldn't miss out on this punch because it's really cool being able to make these flowers. They don't have this little gem anymore, but they have new, starting June 1st, these clear faceted gems, and these are really cool, and they're really sparkly, and they come in gold too, so I can't wait to play with those. But I'm going to stick this flower on. I'm going to put a dimensional on the back. All right, and give that on there. Let's see. Put my leaves down maybe this way. So I'm going to stick this on here. And then I'm going to take this Teeny Tiny Wishes stamp set. I love this stamp set. It has pretty much every saying you could ever want, and they're teeny tiny. That's why it's called Teeny Tiny Wishes. And I'm going to take this stamp. I'm using my G block. And this one says Just For You. And I'm going to take some Calypso Coral ink. And I'm going to, let's make sure I have it going the right way. This is a clear mount stamp. Now, I know it's confusing, but the clear mount stamps you can't see through. It's our photopolymer stamps that you can see through. Clear mount stamps, they're called clear mount because they mount onto a clear block, unlike wood mount blocks. And I'm going to stamp this right onto this piece of Delightful Dijon. Now remember, Delightful Dijon is only available until May 31st. It's one of our retiring in colors. makes me sad, but it's not really relevant to this project. I'm just showing you how to make this, but in case you love this color, this was Delightful Dijon Calypso Coral ink. All right, so let me close up my ink here. All right, and what's my number one rule? I always want to clean my stamp right away. So let me grab my scrub. Wash, wash, wash. Dry. With these little ones, I got to be more gentle. And my stamp is clean. And I can put it back in the case. All right. Close that up. Okay, now I'm going to take my classic label punch right here. Remember, they store flat. You pop it open. And I'm going to punch this out. So let's go the right way. I want to line it up right in the center as best I can. That looks pretty good. Punch it out. And that's what Teeny Tiny Wishes works perfectly with this classic label punch. So all the sayings are teeny tiny. And then with this little punch, you'll get this cute little banner every time. This one has stuff like, let's see, Happy New Year, sweet treats, Happy Father's Day, Happy Retirement, thinking of you. There's happy Anniversary, graduation, Thanksgiving, Christmas. There's even St. Patrick's Day. Seriously, there's everything on here. All right, so now I'm going to take my dimensionals. Starting June 1st, we'll have mini dimensionals. I can't wait, but we don't have those yet. So what I do when I have something really skinny is I take my dimensionals and I snip the edges so that these little edge pieces are pretty skinny. Some people I know will cut dimensionals in half. You could do that too. But I just take these little end pieces. I figure why waste, right? Peel the back. And stick this right here. All right, and there you go. There's our cute little box that pulls out. And here's one I made earlier. So this flower here I made with the succulent framelits. I had made a video previously on that. This is also retiring May 31st. You guys, seriously, you should pick these framelits up. These succulents are so cool. I put a little pearl in the middle. And again, this is made with old olive. And I punched it out and I put some little pearls. Now this box I did opposite. I did the designer series paper on the outside and did old olive cardstock for my box. This paper is brand new. It's called, I believe it's called Delightful Daisy, but it'll be at the bottom here of the video. And I wanted to show you that paper real quick since this is brand new and you haven't seen it before. You get 12 sheets of 12 by 12 double-sided cardstock. So this is the page I did. So obviously I cut some away already. And the other side has this Tranquil Tide just in Whisper White. Cute daisy paper. So you'll get 2 of each of these. So daisies and looks like maybe it's old olive leaves. This one has like swirly stuff. More Tranquil Tide. I love that. Then this daisy paper. More old olive. And then this, I love this. This is so pretty. This just to me is spring. I love that. And then the other side has the blue. There is a coordinating daisy punch that goes along with this paper and the stamp set. Unfortunately, the punch right now is on back order, so I don't even have it yet. But I can't wait to play around with that. So this is brand new. You can get this starting on June 1st. So anyway, here's our cute little match boxes. Again, it's a fun way to do a gift card, and these were so quick and easy to throw together. They really are simple. All you need is the envelope punch board and a couple pieces of paper. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. Thanks, guys. Make sure you visit me at a2zstamping.com and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thanks again. Bye.